The day I got married, 3 empty chairs spoke louder than every "I love you" my parents ever pretended to say. No call. No message. Just silence, dressed up like family tradition. While I said "I do," they said nothing. And somehow that nothing echoed louder than the vows. My name's Maya Reed, I'm 32, and that silence became the soundtrack of my life. Everyone smiled that day, glasses clinking under soft lights, but pity shines brighter than champagne. I told myself I didn't care, that I was finally free. But deep down, I was still that kid sitting in the corner, trying to earn applause that never came. 2 years later, when my face in my Porsche hit Instagram, my mother suddenly remembered my number. Family meeting. Tomorrow. That's what she said. And I said yes, but not as their daughter. In our house, family meant one name, my brother Derek, that he was the headline. The favorite. The reason every photo frame leaned one way. Dad called him the pride of the Reeds. Mom followed him everywhere with her camera, documenting proof of love like evidence in a courtroom. I'd sit on the floor, sketching in the corners, pencil dust on my hands, while they cleared a new shelf for his latest trophy. My art certificates ended up buried in drawers under expired coupons. When I asked if they'd come to my exhibition, Mom didn't even look up from the stove. "We'll see, honey. Derek's got regionals." He always had regionals. Even when I got a full ride to Stanford, Dad smiled and said, "That's great, maybe Derek can transfer there too." Every compliment I got had his name hiding inside it, so I learned the language of background noise. How to make silence look strong. How to stop expecting applause from people who couldn't even clap for me. Years later, when Eli, my husband, met them, he said, "You talk about your family like they're ghosts." Maybe they always were. Still, before the wedding I called them, hoping stupidly that ghosts might RSVP. Mom said, "We'll try, sweetie." And from the background, Dad, "Tell her we're busy." That was the moment I understood. They weren't skipping my wedding, they were confirming the pattern. 2 years later, I'd built a life from that silence. My company, Atlas Studio, became my second heartbeat. When the acquisition closed, $21 million, I stood in the dark office, city lights flickering on the glass. For once, the reflection looking back at me didn't ask for permission to be proud. I posted a photo of the Porsche. Caption, "Dreams realized." Not to brag. Just proof that I made it through. 3 days later. Oregon number I shouldn't have answered. But I did. Maya. My mother's voice, soft, cautious, rehearsed. 5 years of silence, now urgency. "We need to talk." Family meeting. Tomorrow. I laughed. "Now you remember my name? It's important," she said. Dad's voice echoed. "Tell her it's urgent." Urgent. Like repentance scheduled on Google Calendar. When the call ended, I didn't feel angry. Just clear. They hadn't changed, that they'd just seen the Porsche. Eli looked up from his laptop. "Everything okay? My mom wants a meeting. You going?" "Yeah," I said. "But not as their daughter." That night, I emailed my lawyer. "Please review trust documents. They're about to ask for something." That I barely slept. Morning came wrapped in Portland's gray, soft rain, quiet roads, old ghosts. "You don't have to go," Eli said, handing me coffee. "I do," I told him. "But I'm bringing a ledger." The drive was slow. Every tree, every streetlight peeled back another old scar. When I pulled up to that perfect little house, it looked smaller, like time had finally told the truth. Mom opened the door. Her eyes went straight to the car. "You've done well," she said. I smiled. "Hello to you too." Inside, the air smelled like lemon polish and control. The dining table was already set, papers beside Dad's mug. Derek and his wife sat opposite, pretending concern. "Maya," Dad began, "we appreciate you coming." "Did I have a choice?" I asked. He cleared his throat. "Your brother's facing setbacks. Tuition. Mortgage. We hoped you could help. Just until things stabilize." Derek leaned forward. "Family helps family." Dad slid a folder across the table. "Loan papers." My name already typed on the signature line. I stared at it. Then at them. "You must have planned this," I said quietly. Mom's voice softened, her favorite trick. "Sweetheart, don't be dramatic. We're asking, not demanding." Derek scoffed. "You made your money. Now be decent enough to share." Dad added, "We invested in your education. This is your chance to give back." I almost laughed. "You mean the education I paid for?" With scholarships. Because you wouldn't co-sign my loans. Silence. Mom tried again. Think about your niece's sweetheart. I looked out the window. The same swing set. The same ropes. The same lies. Where were you, I asked, when I got married? Derek blinked. Busy, Dad said. Not convenient, Mom whispered. And there it was. The truth they never meant to say. You saw the Porsche online, I said. And suddenly I'm worth your time. No one spoke. That I pushed the folder back. You'll get your answer tomorrow. The next day I came back. Same house. Same table. Only this time I brought proof. They waited expectant. Dad, we'd like to finalize the loan today. I placed a thick envelope on the table. What's this? Mom asked. The Reed Arts Foundation, I said. $16 million. Fully funded. For young women in media and design. Derek laughed. You gave $16 million to strangers? Not strangers, I said. Girls like me, who had to become their own family. Mom's hands trembled. Maya, that's unwise. You could have helped us. I pressed record on my phone. The red light blinked. For transparency, I said. So we all remember who asked for what. Dad stiffened. That's not necessary. It's essential, I said. Because I've been rewriting this story my whole life. And this time, I'm keeping the ending. I leaned forward. You missed my graduation. My wedding. Every milestone I searched for your faces. Every time I found empty chairs. Mom whispered. We only did what we thought was best. No, I said. You did what was convenient. Derek slammed the table. You think you're better than us because you got lucky? I smiled. Lucky? 3 jobs through college. Sleeping in my car between classes. That's not luck. That's survival. Silence thickened until it almost hummed. Then I stood. You wanted to talk about family, I said. Here's mine. Family shows up. You didn't. Dad muttered. Blood is thicker than water. Then you should have thought about that before you diluted it. I turned toward the door. Derek shouted. You can't walk out. I already did, I said. 2 years ago. The next morning headlines bloomed. Self-made founder turns pain into purpose. The photo showed me beside the foundation banner, smiling, calm, untouchable. By noon my inbox overflowed. Congratulations. Interview requests. And 1 email from Mom. You've humiliated this family. That I didn't reply. That afternoon security called. They're here. Your family. They want to see you. Through the glass walls I saw them. Mom waving, Dad fuming, Derek pacing. Escort them out. I told security. No drama. Just boundaries. Mom's voice echoed as the doors closed. You're abandoning your family. I whispered to myself, no. I'm saving myself. That night Eli poured 2 glasses of wine. So that's it? He asked. That's it, I said. They showed who they are. I just made sure the world saw it too. He smiled. Revenge your style. Not revenge, I said. Redefinition. A week later, I stood in the new foundation studio. Sunlight spilled across rows of cameras and laptops. Laughter filled the air. A girl looked up. Miss Reed, can you check this frame? I leaned beside her. Perfect. You're seeing the world as it should be. Outside, rain shimmered against the glass and empty chairs. No missing faces. Just peace finally earned. Some families are built, not born. That if you've ever had to walk away to find peace, you're not alone. Tell me in the comments, where are you listening from?